Some streets have doors that don't open. Some streets have curbs waiting to be bitten. Some streets have curtains to hide the inside. Some streets have cars with scratches on every side. Some streets have houses that cast no shadows. Some streets have faces lined with sorrows. Some streets have mouths that never show smiles. Some streets have streetcars that don't work for miles. Some streets have benches as beds for the destitute. Some streets have corners for every prostitute. Some streets have potholes that will break both your feet. Some streets have nowhere for people to meet. Some streets have bus stops without the right timetable. Some streets have shoes tangled in cables. Some streets have chimneys without any smoke. Some streets have stumps that used to be oaks. Some streets have drains too mucky to be flowing. Some streets have bins that are always overflowing. Some streets have engines revving all night. Some streets have balloons hopping mid-flight. Some streets have gutters filled to the brim. Some streets have fences with spikes round the rim. Some streets have posh ends where the grass is greener. Some streets have poor ends where the grass smells stronger. Some streets have graffiti saying that I'm a wanker. Some streets have fly tipping that couldn't be ranker. Some streets are the blind with nothing to do but listen to TV. Some streets are the deaf with nothing to do but watch TV. Some streets have swine swallowing pearls. Some streets have old men waving at schoolgirls. Some streets are screaming at 2 a.m. in the morning. Some streets have clubs that are so boring. Some streets have reports that put them on someone's list. Some streets have neighbours that at first, when you move in, they seem really nice, but are actually really racist. Some streets have screens flickering on dry eyes. Some streets have sunsets, but never sunrise. Some streets have moons half empty, never half full. Some streets have pubs with hardly anyone in them at all. Some streets have parks with signs that say keep off. Some streets have empty bladder bar bottles everywhere instead of Smirnoff. Some streets have empty white lightning bottles everywhere and Magners. Some streets have that fucking Baby Shark song on repeat and never Wagner's. Some streets have closing signs on all the local bars. Some streets have pigeon shit covering cars. Some streets have dog shit everywhere and dogs always barking. Some streets have cat shit everywhere and cats always screeching. Some streets have fox shit everywhere and foxes always fucking. Some streets have shooters' feet covered with sores. Some streets have diseases without any cures. Some streets have husbands settling scores. Some streets have children up against doors. Some streets have sweat leaking from pores. Some streets have the fallen holding onto floors. Some streets are fighting endless, pointless, no-win wars. That's some streets. Now tell me about yours. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, Luigi.